Guess what time it is?
It's time for
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
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 Good morning, freaking fabulous entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
G'day, good morning, entrepreneurs.
Good morning, entrepreneurs.
Hey everybody, welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. My name is Adam Rothenberg, and this is a show created for and by entrepreneurs. It's a place where you can come to get your questions answered and to have a sense of belonging so you don't feel so alone on your entrepreneurial journey. I am so excited to introduce to you our host. Kim White is the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team, where she can help show you how to build a business that you own and doesn't own you. And Kerry Zarb is the owner and founder of Zinc Business Solutions, where she shows you how to get in control of your business finances and those recurring subscriptions. So without further ado, take it away, Kim and Kerry.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, Kim, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. And this is live stream number 37. Can you believe it, Kim? I can't even. Oh. So, Kim, will you please tell us who we are here for?
Thank you, Carrie. We're here for you that's listening. That's who we're here for. GME is a place for entrepreneurs across the globe to unite each week. If you're on the fence about starting a business, you're in business and maybe struggling in some way, or even if you're already rocking your business and just looking for new ideas, you are in the right place. We're excited you have joined us today.
We are super excited. We're always excited, Kim, aren't we?
We are, even when it's after midnight, Carrie, for you.
Only just by just a hair. It is past midnight, and that is now in place for just quite a few weeks, Kim. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. And Kim, do you have a coffee mug this morning?
I do, but I have to confess, I'm going back to one I've shared before because it's one of my very favorites. It's from Adam, our associate producer, Adam Rothenberg, and he sent it to me as a surprise. It's been months ago, and just so everybody knows, this still applies. It's applicable on the daily. I'm constantly trying to say something on mute, so...
And Kim, I think I can speak for the whole community when I say we all have those moments. So there's that. Kim, I have a new mug today. I have the Money Barista mug is in the house with its black handle and its black interior and no coffee, by the way, obviously at midnight.
That is beautiful, Carrie. I love your new branding and I love your new things that we get to have part of. So thank you for sharing that. And mine does have coffee for now, but by the end of the show, there will be no coffee left, Carrie.
That's good, Kim. So, Kim, let's get right into today's show because we have our first segment called Entrepreneur Land. And Entrepreneur Land today is the theme of the show, that we have a theme every single week. And today's theme is keeping your eye on the prize, not losing sight of your goals. It's about staying focused and on task so you can complete all the steps that you need to achieve your result.
Well, speaking of keeping your eye on the prize, we received another entrepreneurial question from one of our viewers that we should answer, Carrie. So the question is, what is the best way for me to stay focused when my mind starts to wander? It's a perfect question for this week, Carrie.
Well, Kim, I find myself having these moments often. I call them unicorns because they fly and they've got their pretty, colourful tails. I want to grab hold and go on an adventure. And for me, I think sometimes I just need to I almost feel like I'm a puppy dog. I've got pent up energy that I need to get rid of. So I'll step away from the office. I might hop on the treadmill, or I might even do something around the house for 5 or 10 minutes just to, I don't know, it's almost like kicking myself back into gear and getting some of that energy out so I can come back to task.
I love that, Carrie. Well, I believe there are two things about my brain when it starts to wander off and not stay focused. One is I believe it's trying to protect me. So I need to think about why I'm having trouble focusing. Did I get enough sleep? Did I get out my pent up energy like you're talking about, Carrie? Did I eat brain powering food? Like all of those things, I think, are just signs to tell us something. I also believe, Carrie, that I have to train my brain to focus by removing distractions from my environment. So I want to give the example of I think no one understood at first why I was getting a Remarkable 2 tablet, which is something that does not connect to any emails, it doesn't connect to any notifications of any kind, but I can take notes when I'm with clients, and then it goes right into my computer. Now, we're not affiliates, we're not selling these, so I just wanna say out loud, this is a example from my own personal life. But I need something that keeps me focused because you start sending me dings, Carrie, and I'm like, "Ooh," and "Ooh," like I'm all over the place. So that is a very important piece that I have learned to take care of my focus.
And Kim, can I add in, because it's something that you share with us also, is going to the airport where you actually turn off those notifications and distractions when you need to focus. So Kim, I'm stealing that out of your playbook today.
I love it, Carrie. I do. And the airport, y'all, just so everybody knows, is a pretend airport, but it is someplace that if you were on a plane and all your notifications were off, it's the same thing. I can get so much done with no interruptions. So love it, Carrie.
Oh, I love it too, Kim. And Kim, to keep our eye on the prize for today, we need to stay on the course of today's agenda and talk about the up and coming holidays. What do you think, Kim?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea, Carrie.
Okay, first holiday up on today's agenda is, I didn't know this one, Kim. This Saturday, so tomorrow, in fact, is Veterans Day.
So we want to celebrate and salute all our troops who help keep us safe. We also want to give a special shout out to the freaking fabulous Kat Corchado, who is our favorite retired Air Force veteran. And Carrie, I'm going to throw a little bit extra in here because we just learned this last night about Kat. Is that she was one of the two first women, so it was at the same time, who are part of the Women's Veteran Network, who were honored at Disney in Orlando, and they retired the flag back in 2018. So that's been like 5-ish years ago. But Carrie, they were the first ones that were women to do that. And I want to just give that extra shout out to Kat that we think you're freaking fabulous. And so does Disney, apparently.
Love you, Kat. So, Kim, did you also know that next Wednesday, November 15th, is National Clean Out Your Fridge Day?
Well, Carrie, I guess I'll make a princess confession right out of the gate this morning. We want to celebrate our organizing queen, Melissa Stetcher, who would suggest using this day to get rid of the expired food in your refrigerator. But Izzy is what we call her. She and I went through a whole ordeal because this refrigerator right back here that y'all see in my background, I was struggling with how to organize it, and Izzy helped me get it beautiful. So if you think about Izzy on Wednesday for this day, you need to connect with her because she is your go-to for organizing.
Exactly. Well said, Kim. And Kim, we need to continue to keep our eye on the prize, and we need to step over to our first roving reporter for our segment about entrepreneurs later in life.
Yvonne Marchese, age agitator, podcast host, community builder, branding photographer, published author, event speaker, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator, here to talk about midlife entrepreneurship. And I have with me a very special guest, Stephanie Odell. She is the founder of Celebrate the Gray, which represents over 200 gray or silver-haired real models, women who look like real women who are over 50. She is passionate about updating the age of models that are used in marketing and giving women their power back in their aging journey. Stephanie, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I have a question for you. You started your business later in life after you had done a bunch of other things. And I would like to know if you have any advice for somebody who is thinking about starting a business in midlife or later.
Yeah, I would say get out of your own way. Ask questions of everybody and anybody. You'll be surprised of who will answer you back. I'm a big believer of Instagram DMing people and asking what you don't know, and just trust yourself. If it feels good in your gut and you feel really passionate about what you're doing, it's going to resonate to everybody around you, and people are going to want to help you.
I love that. And you actually did reach out to people because you didn't know anything about running a modeling agency, right?
Correct. I reached out to every gray-haired model, every older model I could find, and asked, what does your contract look like? How, what does it mean to be part of a modeling agency? How much does the modeling agency get paid? And 90% of the women sent me their contracts, sent me all the information they could, and just were thrilled to hear that somebody was starting an agency exclusively for the 50+ woman.
Wow. My mind is blown. That's amazing. Thank you so much. How can people find you, Stephanie?
CelebrateTheGray.com, gray with an A, and Instagram, Celebrate the Gray. Check us out.
Fantastic. That's all for now. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Yvonne and Stephanie. Oh my goodness, Kim, what did you think of that?
Well, by asking questions, Kerry, I think you're keeping the eye on the prize. Let me say that. Yvonne is the president of the Age Agitators Club, which I'm a proud card-carrying member of, by the way. And it meets this Wednesday, the 15th of November at 3 p.m. Central. I want to say this, Yvonne is so generous. She is letting people come in for a month and try it to see if we're their flavor or not. But Kerry, I'm going to add a little bit of extra this morning because Yvonne and her roller skating in her intro and all of her paddle boarding she does and all that, I want everybody to see this. This is Yvonne's new book, and it's about aging playfully. It's called In Full Bloom, but it is beautiful. I'm not going to share too much of it, but she took the pictures. She wrote the stories in the book, and it is a great gift idea, y'all, for the holidays that are coming up. So I just want to put that out there, Kerry, that the president of the Age Agitators Club is making some moves.
Oh, Kim, I love it. I love it. I can't wait to grab a copy myself. It's on my list. It's on my list. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for sharing all of that. And Yvonne is our rock star.
In Yvonne's voice, right?
That was in Yvonne's voice, exactly. So, Kim, let's head over to our next roving reporter for a segment about living proof conversations for entrepreneurs.
Linda Bonney is a published author, conversationalist, writer, storyteller, podcast host, production manager, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. Now, I want to start today by just offering you a quick quote. Steve Jobs once said that the most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. And I think as entrepreneurs, we can use storytelling as a very powerful tool when it comes to our conversations and our actions and our influence in and around the world. Stories create change. That's why we've been telling them for generations and generations, around the campfire, around kitchen tables, and even more. We use them to connect to each other, maybe to update our own identities and beliefs that come when we tell a story. We like to believe, I think, that change is a monumental and powerful event that happens with a big volcanic explosion, perhaps. But I think the stories help us to change in ways which is much more of around the edges. So much more of a gentle and soft approach that helps us to build all of the little steps that it takes to be an entrepreneur. I think each time we tell a story out loud, we have the power to rewrite that story and help others to understand and gather new perspectives of the world, perhaps. With stories, we can change and have a huge impact on others. So I invite you to continue sharing stories in conversations, whether they feel like they are monumental or maybe they feel insignificant to you. They could be very monumental for someone else. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Linda. Oh my goodness, Kim.
So telling stories, Carrie, keeps our eye on the prize in another way so that people can get to know us and our business. We had an incredible conversation yesterday on Clubhouse about storytelling and how it builds trust. So if you're an entrepreneur listening and you're needing to build trust so that people will, buy from you and find out you're the solution for them, storytelling is a great way to do that. Linda has a podcast that season 1 is out. It's Stories with the Sunday Roast, and I have to concentrate when I say it because I say it backwards all the time. But she took those podcast interviews and she wrapped them into some of her own stories and created collections of stories for others to read. And it's not just for entertainment, Carrie. It's got a lot of good stuff in it about different things that people have learned over their lifetimes. So I love this. I think it's exciting. And if you have not connected with Linda Bonney, I definitely think you should connect with her. Collection 1 and 2 are out in the world already. Stories with the Sunday Roast.
And Kim, just to add, I think there's number 3 not far away as well.
That's the rumor.
So exciting. You are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and we will be back in 1 minute after this quick commercial.
Once upon a time, there was a princess from Oklahoma living a traveling life in Texas.
When along comes an Aussie bucket of swearing sunshine.
When these two girls from opposite ends of the globe met in February 2021,
even the universe did not know what it was in for.
Determined to solve world problems for entrepreneurs, we still to this day learn just how similar we are.
We have found our passions were too strong not to unite and become the partners in change that we are.
What is a bucket and a boom gate?
So a bucket is basically a category or a way to change how you're looking at something big.
And a boom gate is a way to protect ourselves. Sometimes we need a boom gate to protect ourselves from ourselves.
We have lots of experience of our lifetimes of business, and we want to share that with you.
We look forward to bringing you weekly episodes of the Buckets and Boom Gates podcast.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us here on this awesome Friday. We've got more show ahead with plenty of segments for entrepreneurs, and today's theme is keeping your eye on the prize.
Well, Carrie, with the prize in mind, GME is for you if you are feeling alone on this business adventure. If you're stuck or overwhelmed and don't know which way to go, you're in the right place, and we hope we can inspire you to see what is possible for your prize today. We sponsor our own selves around here, and that commercial was our podcast, Carrie. Just want to point that out, that I love the fact that we are showing others they can sponsor themselves too.
I'm excited, Kim. It's catching. It's actually catching, and it's definitely something that people can adopt for their own things. So I love it, Kim. Thank you. And we're going to continue to keep our eye on the prize because we're heading over to our next roving reporter segment on health and wellness for entrepreneurs.
The friggin' fabulous Kat Corchado, proud US Air Force veteran, health and wellness professional, founder of Small Space Pilates, podcast host, published author, and GME roving reporter.
Kim and Carrie. Hi, everybody. Today's tip is about sitting and standing up, also known as a squat. Now, what does this have to do with being an entrepreneur? Well, hopefully you sit and you stand up and you're not sitting for too long. But what I want to reemphasize is the fact that getting up out of a chair and sitting down in a chair is actually called a functional movement. It's functional because it mimics everyday life, things that we do all the time. But it's how we sit and how we stand up that I want to talk about today. So how many times do you use your hands like this, and you use your hands to help you stand up, and then you sit down and you go plop down? Plopping down is hard for your body. It's hard on your joints and your muscles. Using your hands when you stand up means that you're not using your stomach muscles, your bottom muscles, your leg muscles. So when you sit down, and notice I look behind me, and I have wheels on my chair, so please be careful when you do this, especially if you're not on carpet. So you want to have your feet hip width distance apart. So you're sitting at the desk, blah, 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 and you said, oh, I got to get up. So what you're going to do is scooch to the end of your chair, the edge actually, and you're going to use your stomach muscles, and you're going to stand up nice and tall, go do what you need to do. You're going to come back. You say it's time to sit down. You're going to stick your bottom way back, sit down very gently, no noise, and that's better for your body. So I bet you didn't know that entrepreneurs do squats every day, did you? Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Thank you, Kat. Oh my goodness, I thought we were going through squat routines, Kim.
Well, that's a very powerful exercise by the movement specialist herself. And if you focus on form when doing a squat, Carrie, you keep your eye on the prize of not injuring yourself as you get up and sit down. How do you like that, Carrie?
I love it.
I do want to point something out that's like super special that Kat did this week. And this is a first time she's done this, but she's a podcaster. She's a like amazing podcaster. It's called Sisters in Service is the podcast. It's for like military. There's like lots of like, and I giggle when she says military brats, military, retired, current military, all of that is what it's about. But there is an episode, it's episode 122, that just came out this week that is incredible, Carrie, about like health and wellness. So if you haven't already followed Kat, you need to go do that, and you need to go listen to episode 122 of the Sisters in Service podcast. And I hope everybody's getting that because it was so powerful, Carrie.
And Kim, I'm going to share that I listened today when I heard that this episode was out, and 11 is the new 30. So it is amazing.
It is so incredible. We challenge y'all to go and listen, and then like give Kat a shout out because it was so good.
I agree, Kim. So let's head over to our next roving reporter segment on sensitive niche for. Wait, I just completely. Let me start again. We are going to head over to our next roving reporter. It's not even half midnight yet, Kim. I can do this. I can do this. Our next roving reporter with a segment on sensitive niche for entrepreneurs.
Melissa Botoff-Airy is a podcast host, founder of The Leftover Pieces, grief and suicide loss educator, support group leader, certified grief companion, creator of Because They Lived Legacy Project, and GME roving reporter.
Thank you, Kim and Kerry. As the in-house grace and space expert here at GME, I've been giving tips on managing the overwhelm that can creep in for so many reasons in entrepreneurship. Previously, I have named loneliness, anxiety, and grief as three very human conditions that often directly affect us in our entrepreneurship journey. This week, I'm talking about grief. We're all alive, and therefore we are all guaranteed to experience death at some point, and thus grief as well. Grief can be mild, or it can be all-consuming. It can be anticipated or sudden. Grief can be everything from a mild distraction to an all-consuming event. But we still have to do life, and on some level business at some point, right? So what tip can I offer here? I have learned over time to live successfully alongside the grief of losing my 21-year-old son by suicide. So here's my number one tip for grief. Do you have to feel it to heal it? I think you do. Don't hide from your grief. I'm suggesting that you actually give it a set time on your calendar. During that time, just honor your grief. Cry, journal, listen to music, do whatever you need. Now, the amount of time you allot and what you do will vary, of course, based on your loss, but the principle is the same. You cannot escape grief, so I say embrace it. By giving grief its own space and time, you will be more able to focus on your work when you are working. I hope this helps. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Melissa. Wow, so true, Kim.
So, making space on your calendar to feel your grief keeps your eye on the prize of learning how to live alongside your grief instead of having it consume you 24/7. Melissa has made progress over the last 3 years in impacting so many lives with the Leftover Pieces podcast. It's suicide loss conversations. I like this gets me emotional, Carrie, and I'm sorry, but she just is impacting so many people. And I know she wishes it wasn't necessary, but with over 100,000 downloads, thousands of listeners every week, and still growing, it's proof that there is definitely a need. So thank you for supporting fellow grievers, Melissa. And I just want to share really quickly, Carrie, I know you've got a different one. I've got the Because They Lived series, which is her legacy project. You've got the survival guide, which on her website she actually gives free so that everyone who has been touched by suicide loss can be helped. So connect with Melissa, and we thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you, Melissa. She is incredible. Kim, let's head over to our next roving reporter with our segment on surprise and delight marketing.
Donna Bender is a certified givologist, branded product specialist, corporate marketing trainer, creator of The Giving Plan, show host, published author, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. This is Donna Bender coming to you today as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's surprise and delight marketing segment is on how giving is good for your business and your health. Over the last several months, I have shared the importance of giving thoughtful, memorable, meaningful, unique, or useful gifts that result in building long-lasting relationships and create an emotional connection with your client. You may be wondering, can this emotional connection have a positive impact on my business? The answer is yes. Much scientific research has been conducted on the positive effects of giving for both the recipient and the receiver. For example, did you know that giving is good for you too? Giving stimulates more neurotransmitters in our brains, specifically dopamine and serotonin, which promote feelings of contentment and why they're often called the happy chemicals. Giving boosts self-esteem, happiness, and even combats feelings of depression. It's like a natural mood enhancer, all from the act of giving. What you may not be aware of is that the warm and fuzzy feeling you get from helping others is good for you too. It's not just a good vibe theory, there's science behind it. Research shows that giving can boost your physical and mental health in numerous ways. When considering client gifts or acts of kindness, remember that it's not just good for business, it's also an investment in your own well-being. And how can all this increase your business? Well, when your clients think favorably about you, you're staying top of mind so that when they need a product or service that you offer, they'll think about placing their business with you. Giving isn't just a one-way street, it's a two-way benefit. It's good for your business and it's good for your health. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Donna.
Did you know it was good for your health, Kerry? Let me ask you that.
I actually had no idea at all.
So while it's good for you, Kerry, I'm going to say something Donna says all the time is to make yourself top of mind, which to me translates into being on someone's mind, that they're thinking about you. So keeping your eye on the prize of growing your entrepreneurial adventure and business, let's think about a way that we can give gifts or give in some way to keep us on everyone's mind, Kerry. How was that for tying in the theme for today?
I like it a lot, Kim. Yes.
That's thanks to Adam, by the way. Let me just say that. But we want to make sure everybody knows that Donna has a monthly show and tell. The next one is the last day of this month. She's actually going to do it in between like the holidays. She's doing it on the 28th at 1 p.m. Central, so save the date. And we're really excited because I'm hoping by next week, Kerry, we have a little bit of a surprise to share with everybody about our Donna Bender.
I'm not going to tell Kim, I promise.
I hope I don't, Kerry, but you know me.
It's hard. We love our Donna. And Kim, we need to step over to our next roving reporter with our segment for Mama Entrepreneurs.
Jill Olish is the founder of Mama Outspoken, executive team leader, postpartum awareness advocate, vision board party host, event coordinator, podcast host, GME associate producer, and roving reporter.
Thanks, Kerry and Kim. We can feel quite alone in our adventures in life, especially in our roles as parent or entrepreneur. We are encouraged constantly to find your village or find a community to be a part of. And that can feel so hard to do sometimes. If we aren't already part of something before taking on a role, we'll actually be joining something new and something that we won't really be sure will be a fit for us either. Feeling like we might not belong, or that the group might already be so tight-knit, or that it might get too real for us. But that's exactly what we need. We need unity with others. It's right there in the word community. It might be a process we don't feel we have time for to find the right community, where there is no judgment, but grace is shown to each person, where we know we are not opposing the other, but we have love for them. And instead of focusing on things not agreed on, finding things that are. But it's worth it. We aren't meant to be on our adventures alone. Life, including business, is better together. And when we come together in unity, We don't have to agree on everything, but should strive to connect with each other and above all else, love. That is what we can each lean on when we reach a hurdle and need the advice, support, or guidance to get past it, or when we achieve a milestone that needs to be celebrated together. You are worth taking the time to find the community that you fit in so you can live a life that is better together. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Jill. Oh, Kim, I liked that a lot.
Mhm. So, having a community of people to help you through your entrepreneurship journey is keeping your eye on the prize of not having to do business alone. I so agree with Jill. It's better together. Jill hosts our quarterly vision board party, Carrie. And while we just finished one, I want to make sure everybody saves the date. January the 29th is the next one, because she is an incredible leader of that space and make sure that everybody can, know how to do it. There's no pressure, but have you ever had something you were so busy that you kept saying, I'm going to do that eventually? Well, this is one of those things. A lot of people say they're going to do a vision board party, but here's the space to do it. Here's the time to slow down and get it done. So save the date, January the 29th. There you go, Carrie.
Oh, Kim, I'm excited. I can't wait because it'll be my second. Yay! I love it. And Jillo does such a great job as well. So you are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. We will be back in 2 minutes after this very special commercial.
When my 13-year-old son passed away 2 days after Thanksgiving in 2001, I went into shock. As the sun rose over the trees the next morning, I stared in disbelief. How could it just come up like nothing had happened? At that moment, I honestly felt like I was going to die from the pain and confusion I felt. How could the sun come up? How could I go on? I felt broken and raw. Over time, I began to heal and learned those cracked open places could be used for a purpose. I started to serve bigger, love others deeper, and started actually living my life again, even with the broken places. During my journey, I found so many other people with broken places who needed hope too. Several years ago, I set an audacious goal for serving others who were feeling discouraged or hopeless. I was given an opportunity to set up an online conference for others to share their stories and how they got past their brokenness. It was amazing to see how being vulnerable and sharing transparently impacted so many lives. So I did it again, then again, then again. Well, you get the point. Join me for the Hope to Hope conference as my guests tell their stories of overcoming in their personal lives and in their businesses. Some things are inflicted on us, and some things we inflict on ourselves. Either way, we all need hope. Hope that we can survive. Hope that we can heal. Hope that we can really live again.
Welcome back and thank you for being here with us on this amazing Friday. We still have more show to come for you on today's common theme about keeping your eye on the prize.
So, Carrie, before we move on, I want to take a minute to thank our own Linda Bonney for the Hope to Hope commercial we just played. She put that together for us a couple of years ago, and it means so much to have her in my life and in our community that I want to also remind everyone that if you are here and you're looking for a community where you can see the behind the scenes and be inspired and motivated, GME is the right place. we hope you are grabbing ideas and seeing living proof of us keeping our eye on the prize of connecting with you, because we want to spread that hope. So we want to personally invite everyone to Hope next Friday, Carrie. It is the 17th of November this year. It's always the week before Thanksgiving. Um, and it's going to be a little different this year, Carrie. Usually it's a conference and we do live interviews. This year it's actually movie style. So we're going to have a watch party for the movie. We're calling it a movie premiere. It'll be at 6 p.m. Central, and then we'll follow that right after with our annual MISBE Awards, where we celebrate and give out awards for the year. So, Carrie, thank you for you being the co-host with me, and thank you for being with me on this journey, because it is very emotional for me and I'm trying to keep my stuff together this morning.
Well, Kim, you are very welcome. I love that commercial so much. I personally want to thank Linda for that little production as well, and I cannot wait for next week. So don't forget to mark your calendars, November 17th at 6 p.m. Central Time, and come and join us. It'll definitely be a beautiful event, I have no doubt, Kim. And I think I've completely lost where we're up to, because we have to head over to another roving reporter with our segment on helping entrepreneurs be findable online.
Denise Millay, a findability queen, tech simplifier, game show host, published author, website builder, founder of M Media Group and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to ask the question, what's the link? Search engines return results with links to pages that match what you or someone else is searching for, right? Where does that link come from? Have you ever wondered? Well, the beginning of your title for the page or the blog post or the podcast episode that you write is where that link comes from. It's not the URL or the web address, the HTTPS, www. Or any of that. It's actually something you can deliberately choose. So when you create a web page, for example, here's my home page, you'll see in the upper left where the tab is, what shows there is what I specifically put in the title of my page. So for me, I said findability is key to online success, because I wanted findability to be the first word that was important for this page. So I chose to put that in the title. And then there's a description that I put more information about findability and what I do deliberately. When I did that, this is what the search engines now do with that, is they take the title and they make it the link. And they make it the link. So I'm going to challenge you to think about the important pieces of information you need to choose for your web pages, blog posts, podcasts that are going to show up in search results like this. Because when they type it in, we want you to be findable. If they can't find you, they can't do business with you. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Denise. Oh, that was a good tip, Kim.
Definitely was. So putting your keywords in your links is keeping your eye on the prize, Carrie, of having your customers find you more easily when they are searching for their solution online. How's that for connecting to the theme?
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
Denise recently published her book, Be Findable. And this is a great book that will provide you with even more tips on how you can become more findable. Because I love her saying of, if they can't find you, how can they do business with you? So there you
exactly.
go.
Thank you, Kim. And this is why Denise is our findability queen. And with that, let's head over to our next roving reporter for our segment about organising for entrepreneurs.
Melissa Stetcher is a professional organiser, published author, community leader, owner of Hopeful Simplicity and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. It's Melissa coming to you from Hopeful Simplicity as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Now we've worked through the parts of simplifying your space. So let's talk about sorting it, i.e. organizing. I know some of you may have just cringed, but I love it. This is part of my favorite part of the whole process is because now we get to move into you, right? Sorting is creating organized homes that are based on your style and your spaces, and they're set up for your success. So could it get better? I don't think so. So let's dive right into there. I want to break down the styles just a little more. So today we're going to talk about macro organizing. So when you think of macro organizing, think one step. I want to put this away in one step. Super easy, drop, go, boop, I'm already on to the other thing. I'm growing more and more familiar with this because my son is very macro organizing. And I learned that when things were on the shelf next to the container or on top of the container that had a lid. So if you've noticed things like maybe you have a pile on top of the file cabinet that has drawers. Maybe you have a pile of pens sitting on your desk because I have to open the drawer and take the container off the pen holder and then put them in there and then put it back. And then that's too many steps. That's more than one step. Opening a file cabinet drawer is more than one step. Taking the lid off the container for pens is more than one step. So as you're looking around your office, what's something that you're like, yep, I'm a macro organizer? That's definitely it. For me, it's actually the technology. I have my microphone set up right now, obviously, and I have to just turn around and drop it in a container. Because if I put it away, I have to put the cord a certain way. I have to wrap it around. Do I put my other electronics in there with it? All those things. Nope, I want a one-drop system. I want a macro organized spot for my microphone. So look around your office. What's something you need a one-step put away process for? If you found it, that could be your sign that for that, you're definitely a macro organizer. That's it for today. Until next time, stay hopeful, everybody. And it's back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Thank you, Melissa. Oh my God, do not look around. Do not.
Well, I want to say that knowing your organizing style is part of what Izzy wrote in this first book of hers. She has multiple books now, but this is her first one. And when you have a one-step cleanup system, for me, Carrie, that's keeping my eyes on the prize because I'm the one that will put it on top of the lid or beside something. So I've learned this about myself. Izzy's helped me organize in a different way so that I can keep it that way. I think that's the key to it, is being able to keep up with it. So Izzy has a monthly group that you can go from clutter to organized. She helps you on Zoom. She actually walks you through the different spaces, whatever it is you need for that month. So her session is coming up Wednesday, the 15th at 5 p.m. Central. Sorry, I have to get all the things right. But she is brilliant at organizing. So if you need any kind, I think all of us, don't even say if we need, I think everybody needs Izzy in their life for helping with their organizing. So Izzy's our go-to. Oh, so let me mess up the agenda now, Carrie.
Your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, so let me say this. We're going to go to our next roving reporter who is in the virtual cafe, and it happens to be the very famous Kerry Zarb, who is the money barista.
Kerry Zarb is a rock star podcaster, brilliant entrepreneur, director of Zinc Business Solutions, cover girl, mastermind leader, and GME roving reporter.
Let me introduce you to Kerry Zarb, the money barista. In her famous words, let's go, it's coffee time. She also says happy biz beans to you because she's a financial guru. She hosts the Money Barista podcast. She has the Money Barista savings tool that she created and has saved over $100,000 for this community. She also is the leader of the Money Barista Club, where she helps everybody get in control of their finances, and she's the author of the Money Barista book, All Things Money and Coffee. She loves beans of all kinds.
Welcome to the Virtual Cafe for this week's segment on business finances. Today, I want to bring to the table something that I have discovered, which is called catch-up mode. Have you ever had a busy, like really busy season in your business and perhaps in your life? Our weekdays are filled with business stuff and our weekends get filled with family and friends stuff. And evenings? Forget it. Netflix on the couch with your feet up if you're not going straight to bed. This is all very normal as an entrepreneur. The go, 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 and we find ourselves putting off one of the most important parts of our business. Maybe you haven't engaged on social media for a few weeks. Did anyone notice? Maybe you didn't get to vacuum and mop the house last week. Did anyone notice that? One thing you can certainly hide in your business is falling behind with the business finances. No one's going to know that either. But we know. You know. Sometimes you feel it right in the middle of your tummy. And when you're trying to fall asleep or you sit down to work on your business finances, then you know. Then comes the overwhelming feeling of I've got so much to catch up on. The backlog of your business finances grows faster than you realise. This is what I call serious catch-up mode. You can recover. I know you can do it. And when you do, you get the opportunity to make a new commitment to work on your business finances on a regular basis so that you don't feel this pain again. That's all today from the Virtual Cafe. Back to you, Kim.
Thank you, Carrie. I'm going to share something really quickly, Carrie, from you. This is the Money Barista book, and I'm going to read the definition of the catch-up mode from the book because you've got all the different money modes in here. And it says, catch-up mode is we are running behind and chasing our tails, sometimes up to tax time, which becomes a mad scurry to have all our ducks in a row. How many people can relate to that one, Carrie?
Me, pick me. That was me year on year, Kim, so I get it 100%. So, yeah.
Well, Carrie, I'm going to just go there with something really important about you. You have helped this community save so much money. You have helped everyone become more in control. But you have a space that's carved out for everyone to come to because you created a club that is literally so that everybody has a space to not live in catch-up mode, because I think that's how we sometimes do year on year is, oh my goodness, now it's taxes and now I've got to stop everything and do this. And your club is so that we don't have to have that feeling ever again, Carrie. Can you speak to that for a second?
I can, because we are meeting next week. So it's next Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central, Kim, I believe. The time just changed, but that time didn't change, only my time. And Kim, it's just an intimate little group where we can gather and we can talk about the business finances. We don't have to disclose our figures, and it's definitely private in that regard. But the questions that come up are so significant because someone else is going to ask a question that you might have that maybe you didn't even know you had. And just coming together in that accountability space every single month. We're meeting every single month. So for no other reason, if you want to get in control of those business finances, it gives you that ability to commit every single month as well.
Well, and it's gold, Carrie, to have you right there on standby where if we have a question, we can ask you on the spot. So I think that's another huge advantage to the club. I would love to go to the commercial, Carrie, and play it because, y'all, we believe in sponsoring our own selves. And here's another example.
Do you find your finances confusing or overwhelming? Well, guess what? You're not alone. I'm Kerry Zarb and I am the Money Barista. It's time to take away those sleepless nights, all the stress and pressure we feel from those flippin' digits. Finances can be hard, and this is why your seat at the Virtual Cafe is reserved in the Money Barista Club. Our meetups are held on the third Wednesday of each month at 6 p.m. Central Time, and I'm inviting you to join us to ask questions, gain access to resources so that you can get in control of your business finances. This is where coffee meets money. Are you ready? What are you waiting for? It's time for you to be in the driver's seat of your finances. Head over to kerryzarb.com/club to join me in the virtual cafe and start controlling the beans in your business today.
Welcome back, and thank you again for being here with us on this awesome Friday. We still have a little bit more show to get through, and we're going to speed it up. We might even put it on fast forward, Kim, because we're a little bit behind schedule, but we're keeping our eye on the prize.
Good job, Kerry Zarb.
I know. Who can believe this even happens at this hour?
So go ahead, Kerry. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I wasn't sure. Was it me? Is it you? Because I think we're actually ready to bring our Adam, or are we heading over to... No, we're heading to his roving reporter segment. I'm ahead of schedule. There you go. I'm too fast forward is not the answer here, people. Let me tell you that. So let's head over to our next roving reporter with a segment on entrepreneurs in entertainment.
Adam Rothenberg is a media personality, interview king, clubhouse manager, published author, event coordinator, red carpet correspondent, GME associate producer, and roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. It's Adam, and I am back in the closet for yet another edition of Behind the Curtain. Today, I want to spotlight my 2014 interview with dancer Adrienne Bennett. Now, I hope today's story is not too risque for Good Morning Entrepreneurs, but Adrienne and I actually met on a dating app. And while we didn't actually meet in person to go on a date, we did chat a lot through the app. And through our conversation, I found out that he was in New York to pursue his dancing career. Well, at the time that we were chatting, I had my website and I was doing interviews. So I asked him if he would like to do an interview with me. And he said he would. And we did this incredible email interview. And I found out through the interview that he has danced with some amazing people throughout his career, including Miley Cyrus. So you just never know where you are going to find your next subject. And I just want to let everybody know to just be open to all possibilities, because you never know, the next interview might be right in front of your nose on your phone. But one incredible thing that has happened recently is that Adrienne did reach out to me because he went looking for our interview and he couldn't find it. And the reason he couldn't find it was because I still am in the process of copying my interviews from my old website platform to my new website platform. Well, he needed the interview for something very important. And instead of just saying, I don't know what happened to it, he took the time to reach out to me to ask where it is. Well, I told him the process I was going through, and I would try to get his interview published on my new website as soon as possible. Well, of course, I pushed it to the top of the line, and I got his interview republished on my website, so you can now read it. And I sent him the link, and he was so appreciative that I was able to do it so quickly. He got it for what he needed, and I am so glad that he and I got back in touch, and I was able to do this for him. So that is today's Behind the Curtain story. It's back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Thank you, Adam. And Kim, is Adam going to join us, or do we need to wrap things up? Oh, here he is. Yay!
I was going to say, he needs to definitely join us. Definitely.
Excellent. Yay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are like so behind because of me. Let me just be very transparent. So we are going to skip Princess Speak this morning, and maybe we'll catch up another time, y'all, because if you stay ruthlessly focused and keep your eye on the prize, you will be amazed as to how much you can accomplish in a shorter amount of time. So what is the prize today you are ruthlessly focused on? And thank you all. Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central.
This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.